Here we go!
For what seemed like a dry season of video games for the PlayStation Vita, is now over with the release of Puddle for the PlayStation Vita. Puddle was originally released in January 2012 for the Xbox Live Marketplace and PlayStation Network, which is for the PS3, and now we have this new port that's made specifically for the PlayStation Vita with 49 remastered levels. Puddle is a puzzle game that puts you in control of the momentum of a puddle of liquid. Basically, you have to control this puddle of liquid from point A to point B without losing more than half of your puddle of liquid. There's multiple ways to control the game. You could use the shoulder buttons, the analog stick, the back touchpad, or even the gyroscope. Personally, I prefer to use the analog stick as I feel like I have more control over the entire game, but it's really up to you. At first glance, Puddle looks like a very easy puzzle game, but don't underestimate it. It's actually really difficult and becomes really challenging after only a couple of levels. Whether it be a new liquid you can control or an object you have to get out of, Puddle will throw a bunch of different obstacles at you that you'll need to get past through to proceed on to the next level. For example, in some occasions you'll need to get past through some pits of fire that could evaporate your water, or sometimes even plants that could absorb your water. And when it's not obstacles, they're different properties of your liquid. Sometimes you won't even get water, you'll get some sort of chemical explosive that could explode just by touching a wall that you're not supposed to touch. So it's pretty challenging once you get into the game. However, the game does give you a certain amount of times to skip a level, so you can skip the harder levels and then just come back to them. As I already mentioned, this version of Puddle features 49 remastered levels, and in which every time you pass a level, you'll get a ranking/rating that'll add up to build your leaderboard score. The rating system can work as either copper, silver, or gold, and every time you work up a ranking, it'll build up your leaderboard score that you can compete or share with friends locally, online, or just worldwide with people you don't even know. And that's a pretty cool feature. Even though there's no multiplayer, you still have the leaderboard feature, so you can still compete with your friends or pretty much anyone online. There's also trophy support, so for those of you who don't even care about the high score and just want to get trophies, you guys can do that as well. Puddle, while it looks innocent at first, becomes a pretty great challenging puzzle game only after a matter of minutes. If you're into puzzle games, I would highly recommend this if you're on the PlayStation Vita. It's only $8 and it's a pretty fun game if you're into puzzles and want a challenge. However, if you get really frustrated and don't have the patience to solve puzzles, this probably isn't the game for you. And if you're still on the fence about getting this game, I would just recommend downloading the free demo before you try anything else. If you like the demo, then you can purchase the full version. While Puddle looks very nice and can be fun at times, it can easily get frustrating. And for all these reasons, we give Puddle a 7 out of 10. We highly recommend it for puzzle gamers because it is a really fun puzzle game and very challenging. But for the average gamer, this just might be too much for you and could be more of a headache than an actual fun time to play. For more on Puddle and everything PlayStation Vita, visit gamingblog.net. Also, don't forget to check out our gameplay of Super Mario Land 3 Wario Land for the Nintendo 3DS, as well as check out the GBN Pipeline Episode 3, our own weekly GBN podcast for just video game news in general.